Life is so wondrous because all living things such as plants, humans, animals, and bacteria has something in common, and that is we have a cell. That is the reason why cell is also known as the building block of life.
I am Stephanie Angel Paris and I'm going to discuss to you the parts and functions of the cell. So first of all, let me define what is cell. Cell is the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all of life processes. Cells are the structural, functional, and biological unit of all living beings. A cell can replicate itself independently, hence they are known as the building blocks of life. There are two types of cell, the eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. It states here that eukaryotic cells are the cells that are complex in structure and function as they have a membrane-bound, well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Further, eukaryotic cells are found in organisms such as animals, plants, fungi, and protists because their cells are organized into compartmentalized structures called organelles, such as the nucleus. So when we talk about the nucleus is a membrane-bound organelle that contains the cell chromosome. For an example, the nucleus is like the CEO of the company because the nucleus controls the cell like the CEO controls the company. The nucleus controls the activities of the cell such as the growth and metabolism and carries the gene structure that contain the heredity information. And we have endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum creates a network of membranes found throughout the whole cell. It is like the stairs and hallways that is help us get from place to place. The ribosomes function as factories and produce proteins. For instance, it is a type of organelle made out of two subunits, the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So let's proceed to the first subunit. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is continuous with the nuclear envelope which surrounds the cell nucleus. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is also located near the Golgi apparatus, which transports, modifies, and packages proteins for delivery to targeted destination. Many proteins that are synthesized in the rough endoplasmic reticulum are packaged into vesicles and transported to the Golgi apparatus. And we have the second subunit, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum functions in many metabolic processes. It synthesizes lipids, phospholipids as in plasma membranes and steroids. Cells that secrete these products, such as cells of the testes, ovaries, and scale oil glands, have an excess of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So let's proceed to the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is an organelle in eukaryotic organisms that moves molecules from the endoplasmic reticulum to their destination. The main function of the Golgi apparatus is the ability to deliver vesicles or packets of the various cell products to different locations throughout the cell. The Golgi apparatus also has important functions in tagging vesicles with proteins and sugar molecules, which serve as identifiers for the vesicles so they can be delivered to proper target. So we have cell membrane. Cell membrane is the boundary between the cell and its environment. Additionally, cell membrane controls what goes in and out of the cell. The cell membrane is like a screen door. Why? Because a screen door holds things out but lets air in. Further, all cells have an outer plasma membrane that regulates not only what enters the cell, but also how much of any given substance comes in. The next one is the microtubule. Microtubules are polymers of tubulin that form part of the cytoskeleton and provide structure and shape to eukaryotic cells. Microtubules with intermediate filaments and microfilaments are the components of the cell skeleton which determines the shape of cell. Microtubules are like the pipes in the building that support the structure and carry water. It is recognized for its role in regulating cell growth and movement as well as key signaling events which modulate fundamental cellular processes. And next one is the centrosome. Centrosome is also known as central apparatus. It comprises of two centrioles and this organelle is not membrane bounded. These centrioles form spindle fibers during cell division. The centrosome help in the cell division. They maintain the chromosome number during cell division. They also stimulate the changes in the shape of the cell membrane by phagocytis. In mitosis, it helps in organizing the microtubules, ensuring that the centrosomes are distributed to each daughter cell. The next one is the ribosomes. It is a micromolecular machine found within all living cells that performs biological protein synthesis. Ribosome is like a factory because ribosomes make proteins like factories make different products. It is a complex molecular machine found inside the living cells that produce proteins from amino acids during the process called protein synthesis or translation. The next one is the lysosomes. It is a membrane-bound cell organelle that contains digestive enzyme. Lysosomes are like trash cans because it gets rid of unwanted things inside the cell, like trash cans are used to get rid of unwanted things inside our house. For instance, lysosome degrading and recycling waste, cellular signaling, and energy metabolism. And we have cytoplasm. It's a thick solution that fills each cell and is enclosed by the cell membrane. Cytoplasm is like of a gel fluid inside the cell. It is the medium for chemical reaction. It provides a platforms upon which other organelles can operate within the cell. All of the functions for cell expansion, growth, and replication are carried out the cytoplasm of a cell. The next one is mitochondria. It's often labeled the powerhouse of the cell. The function of mitochondria is it generates most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell's biochemical reaction. It is like a power plant that produces energy. Another one is the cilia. The fine hair-like projections from certain cells such as those in the respiratory tract that sweep in unison and help to sweep away fluids and particles. The function of cilia is to move water relative to the cell in a regular movement of the cilia. This process can either result in the cell moving through the water, typical for many single-celled organisms, or in moving water in its contents across the surface of the cell. The next one is the flagellum. It's a lash-like appendage that protrudes from cell body of certain cells termed as flagellates. The primary function of a flagellum is that locomotion, but it is also often functions as a sensory organelle, being sensitive of chemicals and temperature outside the cells. So we have microfilaments. It is a protein filaments in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells that form part of the cytoskeleton. The functions of microfilaments include the cytokinesis, amoeboid movement, and cell motility and general changes in cell shape, endocytosis and in exocytosis, cell contractility, and mechanical stability. So the second type of cell is the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells are small and lack membrane-bound nuclei. It comprises bacterial and archaea. Their genetic material isn't stored within a membrane-bound nucleus. Instead, It is stored in a nucleus that floats in the cell cytoplasm. So we have capsule. The It is a large structure of many bacteria. It is a polysaccharide layer that lies outside the cell envelope. The capsule can protect cells from engulfment by eukaryotic cells, such as macrophages. A capsule-specified antibody may be required to phagocytosis to occur. Capsule also contain water which protect the bacteria against declination. The next part is the cell wall. It is a structural layer surrounding some types of cells, just outside the cell membrane. Cell wall surrounds the plasma membrane of cells and provides tensile strength and protection against mechanical and osmotic stress. And we have a pili. Pili are short hair-like structure on the cell surface of prokaryotic cells. Pili have a role in movement, but are more involved in adherence to surfaces which facilitates infection. It is a key virulence characteristics. That's all. Thank you.